What's going on, Zach? I am jacked for the show. I feel rejuvenated following the bye week. I don't know about you. I don't know about everybody out there. Schnitz, how you feeling, man?
Dude, it's Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. So you know what? The Schnitzer family was very happy, but our neighbor came over and she ate half the guacamole I made, which is fine. And then, I had it nicely spiced with garlic, salt, pepper, lime juice, all that stuff. And then mom comes in. So I throw half another avocado in there, but I don't have time to add all the spices because everybody's hungry. And mom has a bite and she says, "Oh, your brother makes better guacamole." I said, "Well, hold on a second. That's like saying the coffee's weak if the first person takes the coffee from the percolator when it's just starting. Like, come on."
That's ridiculous.
But other than that,
tough.
it was a tough dinner. But other than that, man, it's we're both wearing backwards hats, so it is Backward Hat Tuesday, waiters, and it's a game week. Thank goodness we can wash the stink out of that colossal letdown from Liegghio. Like, I want to forget about it, and I want to just beat the living tar out of the Pony Boys, buddy, and Jake Mayer. So big game coming up.
It is a big game, and we got a big show. Is it still summertime? That's what I would like to know. Is it still summertime? It's starting to feel a little chillier outside.
Well, there's some brown leaves on my yard. It's very sad.
I know. So, we do have a very special giveaway. If I can find it, it's somewhere around here. But want to congratulate our winner from this past week. Tasha just dropped it off to her, met her 5-month-old puppy, Buzz. Is that because he's chill or is that because he's, Buzz and Boomer? Like one of those things. But look, we got another giveaway today. We're going to crack open some packs courtesy of Joe Daly Sports and Custom Framing. Of course, all these giveaways, glassware, drinkware, all this sort of stuff from the Sports Vault. Check them out at thesportsvault.com. But first and foremost, I want to mention something like, okay, we're going to talk about Nathan Rourke. Huge news rocking the entire CFL. We'll do a rundown of CFL Week 11, look ahead to Week 12. We'll talk about the Calgary Stampeders coming to town for round 3 with the Blue Bombers. Suddenly the West is wide open. Huge game for Calgary in particular if they want to stay relevant in the West. We'll talk about Greg Ellingson's health and availability for Thursday night. We'll talk about Mark Liegghio, maybe a little Liram Hajrullahu. I don't know about you. We'll talk about the O-line play. We'll give our 3 keys to the game because our good friend Sign Guy Don wants those as well. Thanks for watching and listening as always, Don, and everybody out there in the live chat listening on the podcast after the fact. Be sure to get onto YouTube, subscribe, ring the bell, give the thumbs up, all that good stuff. We appreciate that a lot. And then we'll talk about Chris Streveler, who is taking the New York Jets football scene by storm. He was huge again on Monday night in their second preseason game. We got a lot to get to on that as well, but I do need to mention this. The Winnipeg Rifles junior football team, near and dear to my heart, #RifleUp, but also should be near and dear to your heart out there. This is a awesome product. You want to get into it if you can. They've got a brand new field going in on their home digs. They played at IG Field. They're going to have some more games at IG Field this season. But because that new turf field is going in, their game this Sunday at 1 o'clock Central Time is going to be at Eastside Eagles Field. The Saskatoon Hilltops are always a perennial contender in the Canadian Junior Football League. They're coming to town to tilt with the Rifles. Listen, when I say this, Zach, I mean this. This is the best Winnipeg Rifles team they've had in a long, long time. The Regina Thunder are expected to be the powerhouse of not just the Prairie Football Conference, which is the best conference in the country by far. There's BC, there's Ontario, and there's Prairie, which is Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. The Regina Thunder are supposed to be the power. Well, Winnipeg went toe-to-toe with them in Regina last week. Saskatoon's coming to town on Sunday. It's going to be a very, very big game because it's going to change the way people look at the strength in Canadian junior football. So come out, see Bryson McNeil, their starting quarterback. He was a player of the week in the in the playoffs last year on the road. This Rifles team is built to win. More information, riflesfootball.com. Tickets are super affordable. $15 per person, free if you're under 18. So all that information, Rifles Football on all of the socials, riflesfootball.com online. Head out to the game. You're going to enjoy it.
Nice. I've never seen a game, but I should check it out.
Get out. Yeah. And hey, if you can't make it down to Eastside Eagle Field, cjfltv.com.
Yeah.
You might hear a familiar voice doing the play-by-play. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Okay. Let's get into it. It was a really, really big week. Really, really big week in the Canadian Football League with the Blue Bombers, of course, getting their first of 3 bye weeks, Zach. But we got to start with Nathan Rourke. Huge news, heartbreaking development coming out of their game in week 11. He has a Lisfranc sprain in his right foot. He is fortunate it wasn't worse than that, but it is a pretty serious injury. It sounds like, it's a sprain. That's that. Well, he's going to have surgery to repair it. This could be the end of Nathan Rourke's season, which is heartbreaking. Him and Zach Collaros, Kadeem Carey going toe-to-toe for CFL Most Outstanding Player. And it's going to be Michael O'Connor, another Canadian quarterback, UBC, Penn State prior to that, who will start at quarterback for the BC Lions moving forward. Unfortunate news. And, you hear Mike O'Shea talk about it during his media availability today, Zach. Everybody, coast to coast, I don't care who you are, you're upset to see a talent like him no longer able to play this year.
Oh, it's gut-wrenching for actually the entire league, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there's some fringe Bomber fans that are happy because it makes our path easier, but for most CFL fans, this is terrible for the league.
Yeah.
And, as Mike O'Shea said, you want to beat the best opponent, right? You don't want to beat an opponent with a backup quarterback. I don't know how good Michael O'Connor is, but he's not going to be Nathan Rourke.
No. Nobody's going to be Nathan Rourke.
Nobody's going to be Nathan Rourke. And they have a good cast of characters in BC, but that is a huge hit to the CFL, to the BC Lions, who are up and coming, to a new owner and Amar Doman. They're getting more and more traction there in Vancouver. It couldn't have happened at a worse time. And this team was competing with the Bombers for first place. 8-1.
Yep.
We're 9-1, right? Like it's close. There's going to be a back-to-back at the end of the season. This changes the entire landscape of the league. It makes this Calgary-Winnipeg game that we'll get to absolutely massive for Calgary in particular, if they have any hope of hosting a home playoff game. But it's just gut-wrenching. This was a guy who was, as our friend Nick Kowalski said, was on pace for Doug Flutie-like numbers.
Yeah.
In his second season.
Well, he was already breaking records, right? Like, remember that game a couple weeks ago? He had 380 passing yards in the first half. And Matt Dunnigan was, dripping sweat on the TSN panel. I joke, of course, but like, all records are meant to be broken, and he was poised to do that. But like on the season, he was poised to break records. And to think he's a 24-year-old, to think he's a Canadian, unbelievable. That all said, Zach, I'm sure you're with me and a lot of people when we say wish Nathan Rourke the best. I hope he is one of those super rare cases that is able to come back, in short order. That said, when you're 24, you have a huge future ahead of you and a lot of football ahead of you. I don't know if rushing him back would be the best scenario. You have to see how the team performs with Michael O'Connor. I think that's a huge factor as well. But now the West is wide open. And like I kind of alluded to off the top, the Calgary Stampeders have 3 losses, but 2 are to Winnipeg and 1 is to BC. That's it. Winnipeg's lost to an East Division team.
Yeah.
BC only lost to Winnipeg. Calgary's right there. Like, people that are saying Calgary aren't in the mix, you're not watching the games. Like, Winnipeg's squeaking by Ottawa. Winnipeg's squeaking by Edmonton.
Toronto.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, Calgary's right there, and they got 2 good quarterbacks. That'll be something we'll touch on as well. Who are they going to start at quarterback on Thursday in Winnipeg?
The person I told you at the very beginning of Bonfire Sports, Bonfire Midweek, my friend, even though I called him Jake Mayer. Jake Meyer, you asked me.
No, it's Mayer. It's Mayer.
Didn't I say Mayer and you said Meyer?
No, Jake Mayer. He's the mayor.
Well, he is the mayor. He is going to start. That's what the reports are saying. And I did say that at the beginning in our preview show. Listen, though, one more thing on Rourke. Is this the last we will see of Nathan Rourke in the Canadian Football League? Because I don't know, man. I think he's NFL caliber.
But he's played 9 games as an undrafted, short, frankly, diminutive.
How tall is he? I thought he was over 6 feet.
He's he's not Joe Flacco. He's not Chris Streveler. He's not that build, right? He is a little bit smaller.
Primo New York Jets quarterbacks right there.
Well, top of mind, right? But like, that's what I mean, is he's not that 6'5", 230-pound quarterback. Michael O'Connor is built like that. His skill set very different, but however, when it comes to Nathan Rourke, he's played 9 games. He's been lights out.
Crazy.
Will he get an opportunity this offseason? I think he could get an opportunity, but the only way Nathan Rourke, in my opinion, in the opinion of very, very smart football people, smarter than I, that I've spoken to about this, Nathan Rourke is going to need some assurance, i.e., some signing bonus, some guaranteed money in order for him to just jump to the NFL. He needs opportunity. Does he want to be 25, 26, 27 years old and a third stringer? Nope. He wants to play. He wants to show people he can play. Jeff Garcia was not the number 1 right away in San Francisco. He had to wait for his opportunity, and that was an injury to the legend Steve Young. For Nathan Rourke, I think the smartest thing for him to do, for him, his agent, to make that decision based on what I've heard from other people, is to recover from this, show that it doesn't phase you, and come out in 2023 in the Canadian Football League and go win a championship. Go win an MOP. Go win a passing title. Go show everybody that you're the same and better than you were for a flash. Look, I'm not going to say flash in the pan, but for a flash of time in just 9 games. But I don't
think if you're an NFL scout, you even see that as a flash in the pan. That was 9 games on record. No,
but you're not going to give him $200,000 and say, be our guy based on that. Do you know?
Right. But I mean, you have to start somewhere in the NFL. I don't think he's going to get that much further. Is he? If he gets an MOP, I don't know. Garcia was still a backup. He won the Grey Cup. I don't know, man. Like, and the money you get, the minimum salary in the NFL, even on the practice roster. Look at what Streveler's doing. He's bounced around. He might freaking start for the Jets. Of course, they're the Jets, but still.
Yeah. No,
and he's not small. Like, he's bigger than Russell Wilson. Like they have some shorter quarterbacks, as Gregory says. For
sure, but he's just not that he's just not that prototypical that makes an NFL GM or those scouts go, I want him. I want.
By the way, a couple things. Welcome, Melissa Abraham from Facebook. We connected on Facebook, and I'm glad you showed up. I told you it was a good show, and I had a couple.
We'll see.
We'll see. A couple of people saying that last week's edition of the official podcast of the CFL, aka The Waggle, was particularly good.
I don't know,
for reasons.
Couple backups.
You talk about backups going.
There are no backups. Everybody's a starter. Everybody's capable of starting.
That's right. You were no Mason Fine. You were like a Matthew Schultz in there, buddy.
Sure. Maybe
Great job on the Waggle.
a Jamie Newman where I can just like take
Nah.
off for some rushing
Drew
yards.
Brown. Week 1, Drew Brown taking over the top.
I'd take Drew Brown. He's got a
You
bright
did
future.
well, buddy. Listen to the Waggle if you haven't already. Our good friend Darren here put on a good show with Mr. Steinberg. So
yeah. No, it was great working with Pat. Hey, hang on. Congratulations to Enoch Mwamba and his family. He wasn't able to do the show because they had another child, and then Donovan was on vacation. So they were in a pinch. We did have fun on the Waggle, but sorry to interrupt. I do want to say to Gordo, because a good friend of mine, Winnipeg Gordo, undrafted in the NFL. Of course, he was drafted second round in the CFL. Just wanted to be perfectly clear on that. And sorry if I seem distracted trying to get this secondary camera set up. Zach can attest. I'm pulling my hair out. That's why, like, look, it's almost all gone. I've been pulling my hair out trying to get this going. But
beautiful curls, buddy. Anyway, it's just not. It's terrible. It's terrible what happened to Rourke. It's kind of ironic because, you expected Michael Riley to get hurt like that in BC because of that wretched O-line he had. Now they've fixed those protection issues and it happens again. And it's those darn riders who are responsible, and they are going to get what's coming to them, Darren. Karma is something. Because they are going down. We're going to talk more about that, but I don't know our friends on the Bonfire Fireside Chat crew here, but don't you think the riders are just going down?
Hit the live chat. Let us know.
Injuries and more fines, and then Mason fine, and Kopach gets dumped. Right. Like they are an app. Like I like what Jogging Doggy says here. They are an absolute dumpster fire, and it's going to be sweeter than sweet.
Oh,
sweeter than prairie sweetgrass to double dip. I think we're going to sweep them this year, and it's going to be beautiful.
Wow.
It's going to be beautiful.
There's still those 3 games ahead, and the Bombers have their own issues. Is a loss to Montreal one of them? No, not in my opinion. I think, we talked about this a lot last week on the program. I think the Blue Bombers are going to be just fine. But, we got to talk about Chris Streveler, the offensive line, which quarterback they're going to be facing this week. Is it Bo Levi Mitchell? Is it Jake Mayer, his honorable? Is that what they called the mayors of cities? They go the honorable?
Your Honor? Yeah, Your Honor.
Is I feel like it's something else.
That's what people in my family call me, Your Honor. Well, just to show respect.
You're like the governor.
Governor. Yeah, let's talk about Streveler. Like, can we just put it?
Whoa! Wait,
am I? We're
gonna get to Streveler in a second. I know. I like. Look, I got him down the rundown here, but we need to look at the past week in the CFL. We will get to Chris Streveler. Okay. We will. Everybody out there, the Strevolution will happen here on Bonfire Sports. But just in a minute, you were talking about Saskatchewan. Let's look back at CFL Week 11. Elks, Red Blacks. The Elks come away with a 30-12 win, Zach. This game stunk. It was awful. It was terrible to watch. I sat and tortured myself. Taylor Cornelius, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And Kenny Lawler continues to produce. Edmonton finds a way to win. They're on the road again this week. But in the end, Ottawa needs to make a quarterback change. And for this coming week, they will.
Yes, it's tricky Nicky Arbuckle. Now, what's the story on Arbuckle? He had promise. He gets bounced around, and is there something we don't know about him? Like, is he just has a foul potty mouth in the locker room that people don't want to give him a chance? You remember he went to Ottawa. We thought he was going to be the next guy, and then he gets dumped for sort of a noodle arm at that point, Matt Nichols, right? Like, and then he goes to Edmonton, and now he's back in Ottawa, like. And Toronto, of course. What is going on with this guy? Do you have a read on why teams just are so? I don't know.
Yeah, well, like how many teams has he been on? And nobody wants to just like
Nobody wants to give him a chance.
he was the hot product coming out of Calgary, right? Where he
Yeah.
was Bo Levi's backup, prior to Jake Mayer being there. This is my take on pardon me. Why am I blanking? On Nick Arbuckle.
Nick
This
Arbuckle?
this is my take.
You probably got him confused with Garfield, John Arbuckle.
John Arbuckle. That's
It's not
right.
a great name. Like
Garfield's dad.
If you're gonna do a football script, if you're Oliver Stone and you're making Any Given Sunday 2, your quarterback is not going to be named Arbuckle.
No,
It's
probably
not a great
not.
football name.
Nick is a good football name.
Nick.
The first name, Nick.
Yeah,
but then it's got to be like, Nick Thrasher.
Thrasher.
I don't know, but anyway, this is my take on Nick Arbuckle. There's clearly something.
There's something wrong.
But I don't think it's ever going to be publicly disseminated because you just don't do that. You don't say, well, he struggles with this or, he's this kind of guy. But there's clear, like we don't have to know what it is. There's clearly something. So here in Winnipeg, do they need to worry about it? No, until they play Ottawa and maybe he's the starter.
Yeah.
But like, everybody joking this week, oh, he'll be starting for the BC Lions by the end of the season. I don't think that'll be the case. We can talk about it all you want. We're very likely not going to know what that thing is. There's lots of guys like that. Just because he's a quarterback and was signed to starter money at certain points in his career, the spotlight is on him. So we're going to wonder, like, what's wrong with him? There's lots of guys like this. Look at anybody that's been on 3 or 4 teams. Like Winston Rose was on 3 teams before he was an all-star. He was tied for the league lead in interceptions as a member of the BC Lions. They don't re-sign him. He comes to Winnipeg. He leads the league outright with 8 the following year. And then he's in the NFL for a stretch. So there's knocks on all types of guys. Sometimes it's systems, sometimes it's coaching, sometimes it's just the right fit. Sometimes guys just, mental health, physical health, issues at home, whatever. It could be a variety of things.
Corey May makes a good point. Like Bethel Thompson beat him out last year, Arbuckle, and Bethel Thompson is inconsistent. I wonder if that's it. Is he too inconsistent? Scott Roger talks about Dickinson and Calgary create success for second string QBs. We've seen that with a number of them, right? Maybe it's that. Who knows? But should be sure. Like Lapo doesn't really have a choice. Like he was quoted this week as saying, until Caleb Evans shows me he can't make all the throws I need him to make, I'm not going to pull him. Well, you lost to the Elks at home, and now Edmonton has a chance to get their first home win this week against Ottawa on a back-to-back in like 3 decades. It's I have very few notes on that game, Edmonton Ottawa. All I have here, Darren, is Ward missed a lot of field goals, which it gives you some perspective about Liegghio. I mean, Ward is a veteran. He has consistent, like the most consecutive made kicks in pro football, right?
Yeah.
But there were boos on the field, and that's too bad. Mm-hmm. Like I've been to TD Place for a game. It is hopping. It's a fun night to go to TD Place. It wasn't fun for me that night in 2014 when those Drew Willie Bombers got their butts kicked by an O for Ottawa. But who is Nick Arbuckle?
Well, we will find out. Elks Red Blacks rematch. I think I said earlier that the Elks remain on the road. Pardon me. They remain against Ottawa. Ottawa now in the road. They'll play on Saturday. That was awful. And then we got another game that was kind of awful to watch. BC Lions in Saskatchewan. What was awful was seeing Nathan Rourke go down late. But there are problems in Saskatchewan, as you touched on earlier, Zach. Cody Fajardo, Mason Fine. Is there a quarterback controversy brewing there? It looks like Cody will remain the starter going into their rematch with the Lions in Vancouver on Friday. But BC just had their way with Saskatchewan. They couldn't do anything. They didn't really try to run the football too effectively. Justin McInnes had a big game with 6 catches for 111 yards, but it was all BC in this game when Lucky Whitehead was so wide open that
that
he
was
just
crazy.
strolled for a touchdown. I think he set a record for the longest touchdown in the CFL this year. It was a 90-yard catch and run.
It
had
looked
130.
That was a busted coverage if you've ever seen one. And now we hear Duke Williams is out. Jamal Morrow is going to need surgery. Kyran Moore is still out. Shaq Evans is out. Gary Johnson Jr., one of their linebackers, gets fined. He violates a team rule, Darren. We don't know what he does. They're not airing out their dirty laundry for once, but they did announce
that fine.
They announced the fine. Yeah. I mean, I wonder what.
Well, they are airing it out a little bit. Like, hey, we're doing things.
Maybe he didn't get Regina pizza. Maybe he ate from another place like Domino's.
You mean Western pizza?
I don't know. I've just heard it called Regina pizza from our good friends at Piffles.
Regina pizza? I have. Pardon the airplane. I got the windows open in the lab here.
The curse of Marino, Scott Roger. Yeah.
I've never heard of Regina pizza.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Squares. What is that?
It's in Squares.
No.
What?
That's Western pizza. It's not Regina pizza.
Well, maybe
I've never heard of Regina pizza. You're gonna make me want to Google it right now. Regina pizza?
Well, our friends of the Piffles podcast told me about it, specifically Safa Mod.
No, Regina, you get Western pizza.
Well, he took credit for it. He says it's a Regina thing.
It's a Regina thing, but it's not Regina pizza. There are Regina pizza locations. Wait a second. Is there? No.
Well, no, it's not. It's not a brand name. It's a type of pizza. It's like Chicago style, Detroit style.
It's from Western Pizza.
Oh, so Western Pizza is the chain. Is that what you're saying?
Western Pizza is the forefront pizza in Regina. And why is this important? Why are we talking about this on Bonfire Midweek?
I don't know, but Tao Zen,
I will tell you why.
If we continue this, Tao Zen from Thailand is going to lose his mind, and a porn bot is going to come over and take over.
No, don't even jinx it. No, Western Pizza. This is why it's important, because people are going to Labor Day in Regina. People are going to the Grey Cup in Regina. You got to know where to get your good pizza. You go to Western Pizza. There's locations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my God. There's like over a dozen Western pizzas in a city of 250,000.
I thought there'd only be 4.
It's Western Pizza, Regina style pizza, Chicago style pizza, New York style pizza. Fine.
Get it, everyone. 4 Grey Cups. Okay, I've never tried it. I've been to Regina a couple times. I wasn't invited. I wasn't invited to the Labor Day. One of my friends got this sweet Airbnb with his big shot friends from the Canadian Football, I don't know, Press Association or something. I wasn't invited. But
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Nice t-shirt though, Darren.
We're working on it, buddy. We'll get you one.
Okay, so Duke Williams is out. They get another fine. Morrow's out.
And they got to play BC again.
They got to play BC. How long is the leash for Cody? He had a couple, like one pick he was hit on the throw, but the other one was really, like, that was a pretty poor
Here's the thing. Mason Fine had the same completion percentage as Cody Fajardo, 62%, but he threw twice as many balls and made twice as many completions.
And a touchdown.
210 yards, touchdown, and an interception. Fajardo threw 2 interceptions. So Cody Fajardo's quarterback rating, 2.4. Not 102.4, 2.4. Mason Fine, 83.8. Not great, but
garbage time too.
You can win football games with Mason Fine. Will they beat BC in Vancouver? I think it's a huge advantage for the Lions that they're in Vancouver this coming week. Of course, you can head over to sia.com/bonfire and check out all the lines. They're in the ticker below as well. SIA.com/bonfire. Sign up, get a bonus, help support the channel here, Bonfire Sports. Okay, so I mean, that game was what it was. Hate to see, obviously, Nathan Rourke go down in that game, but people did enjoy seeing, at least here in Manitoba.
But what do you think of O'Connor, though? Like, do you have any thoughts on him? Like, I can't give you an opinion on him. What he played with Toronto.
Michael O'Connor is a good quarterback. There's a reason why he was like a free agent signing. He wasn't just like off the scrap heap. I've seen him play at the university level, and we've seen him play at the pro level. Coming from Toronto to Vancouver, he's much more of a pocket passer than Nathan Rourke. He is not going to make those off-schedule throws and off-schedule plays. He's not going to beat you with his legs. He is a much bigger, more imposing pocket passing quarterback. Has great arm strength, can make the deep throws, but can he keep it simple? I think that's what's really important for him the rest of the way here. Michael O'Connor needs to keep it simple. Go first read, second read, tuck it and run. Nathan Rourke could go 1, 2, 3, 4, even fifth read and make it happen because he had great pocket awareness, great ability to make things happen outside the pocket. Michael O'Connor probably, is less dynamic than Nathan Rourke, less tools, but has enough of a tool set to win and has a great arm. If you have a good arm and you know the offense and you can process, which Michael O'Connor can, he can win. It's up to him to keep it simple, especially in these first couple starts. But I think BC is going to be okay. Are they going to be the same team they were with Nathan Rourke? No chance. But Michael O'Connor has an opportunity for them to still be competitive.
And one of our listeners is saying he played against him in U Sports. Jonathan Rempel, welcome to the show. He's a smart QB. So that's super cool. That's Zach, super cool.
I saw a game on the field between the Manitoba Bisons and UBC Thunderbirds. Michael O'Connor was the quarterback for UBC. Taylor Loeffler was the starting safety for UBC. It was a rainy night, but still absolutely nuts. There was 1,000 yards of combined offense. I think it ended up being like a 51-49 Thunderbirds win over the Bisons. Yeah. It was crazy. Taylor Loeffler was a hitman. He was killing guys. He made it so difficult. There was still 1,000 yards of combined offense. It's not like it was 700, 300. It was a shootout game. But Michael O'Connor and Taylor Loeffler, best players on the field, hands down. All respect to the Bisons that were in that game. But man, like Michael O'Connor can make things happen. I'm excited to see him in this second half.
It's just Saskatchewan has a deep, like one of maybe their only strength at this point, if I may say, is their pass rush, Pete Robertson and those guys. Yeah. So, that'll be a challenge, but you have the CFL.ca writers picking unanimously, I think, that the Lions are going to beat the Riders without Rourke at home. It should be an interesting game. The Riders lose, they go under 500. That's they're into crossover territory at that point, you think, eh?
Cody Fajardo is very up and down, right? And that knee is really affecting him. Not to press the point, but if Cody Fajardo can be healthy enough to throw the ball effectively, which he hasn't been, and he's not getting any help from his offensive line either.
And I think Saskatchewan, receivers, except for Schaefer Baker.
Yeah, he's got Justin McInnes. He's
meh.
Really?
He's all right, but he's.
I mean, if Duke's out, Jamal Morrow's out, like, they're going to be in tough.
They're in tough, buddy. Like, they're going to have to score some points on special teams, maybe Mario Alford or something. But it's the CFL. That's why we love. I have to say that Burnham one-handed catch. I mean, that guy still brings it, man.
It's crazy the plays he's able to make.
Yeah. Oh my God, Burnham! I love it.
And the ball did touch the ground, but that is a touchdown. He had full control of it. So Lions win 28-10. They're still a one-loss football team. Two big games, obviously, upcoming against Winnipeg in week 19 and week 21, with the Bombers having a bye between those two. Ticats were in Montreal to kick off a doubleheader on Saturday.
Good
Zach,
game.
it was a really good
Game
game.
of the week, eh?
The Ticats continue to break my heart.
I love it.
Oh,
come on. People on the chat, we're loving this, right? We're loving that Darren just like he went full tilt on the Ticats, and they are
number
just
4 on the power
down.
rankings. Number 4 on the power rankings did me no favors at all. But Montreal's putting some wins together. Win in Winnipeg, win at home against Hamilton. Things are looking up for the Danny Machocha Als.
They're still racking up the penalty yards, but yeah.
Well, they've got a bye in week 12, which will serve them well. But then they've got Ottawa at home. They've got BC at home. What will they be like then? They'll have a bye it's a triple bye week in week 15 in the CFL. Then they're home to the Ticats again, another East Division matchup. Then they're in Edmonton, a winnable game, no question. And then they're home to Ottawa again in week 18. Like then in Ottawa, week 19.
They play Ottawa 3 more times. My God.
Their schedule the rest of the way. And how about this? It could very well be for the division, home to Toronto. In week 20.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
that should be good. I hope that is for the division. That would be fun. I had Montreal and pick him. And as my father-in-law says, he was going for Montreal. He was really happy. And I said, why? Why do you care about Montreal? And he said, when a team beats your team, you want them to be good because then it doesn't sting as badly, right? Like if Montreal just crapped the bed and they beat us, we're like, well, what does that say about us? But there was a great crowd there too, Darren, which I think is awesome. You know, this Gary Stern
Stern was pumped.
I love it. I love he's a Twitter warrior. He's super funny. But Hamilton looked good too, right? Like this was a walk-off winner. It was a walk-off 48-yard field goal.
Is Matthew Schultz better than Dane Evans? He threw for 300 yards.
Better.
2 touchdowns, no picks.
And he can run. I heard he accounted for like 20% of the quarterback runs last week or something.
Well, that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
2 weeks ago. He's just I think he's more dynamic than Evans. I think Evans is personally, I think Dane Evans is garbage. I think you're not going to see him. I think he's done in Hamilton. That's my hot take.
Matt Schultz had a catch in this game for 8 yards. Yeah. So he really did it all. He had a run for 2, a catch for 8, and then threw for 303. But there were 2, 4, 6, 8. There were 9 different receivers catching passes and 8 off the arm of Matthew Schultz. Tim White was a CFL top performer this week. What a monster. 11 catches on 14 targets for 145, 2 touchdowns. 87 of his 147 yards came after the catch, and only 1 broke for over 30 yards. So he was just producing first downs at a really great clip.
Still gave up the single in the Grey Cup.
Well, yeah. Of course,
still has the goat horns.
Here's the Bomber fan on the show.
Still has the goat horns.
Got to bring up something completely irrelevant to what we're talking about.
It's very relevant. That was the crowning moment of my life.
Of last year.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, Stamps Argos wrapped up CFL Week 11, and
that was a dud too, buddy. Like
they made things nervous. I might have gone to SIA.com/bonfire.
You and I were talking. You were sweating bullets, buddy.
Well,
oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I was more confident in the Stamps winning in Toronto, coming off a couple tough losses and a bye week, than say the money I put on Hamilton. However, made okay because the Stamps were favored by 1. They win by 3. If you even took Toronto with the money line on SIA.com/bonfire,
you were good.
You were good because you got your money back. So, things working out okay there. Definitely. But yeah, I mean, Jake Mayer takes over. He throws for 156 yards. He goes 78%.
Yep.
Throws an interception. Was it his fault? I'm not really going to hang it on him, but Bo threw 2. Who will start this week? Let's get into it right now, Zach. Dave Dickinson said after the game, and I didn't screw up my Dickinsons this time. Head coach of the Stamps, Dave Dickinson, said after the game. Well, no, I do it all the time. I screw up my Dickies all the time. Oh, you're going to clip that.
I think Tao Zen is going to have something to say about that.
That's okay. That's okay. It keeps people
Or
engaged.
Waiters, or
It
Comet,
keeps people engaged.
or Jeff Cabillas.
But Dave Dickinson said after the game, we will not make an emotional decision. When I first heard that, I thought, okay, that may mean he's ready to make a change and start Jake Maier.
Yeah.
However, I was then talking to some people in Calgary, and they said, keep in mind, he said that right after the game. It's like, now then I had second thoughts. So maybe that means we're not going to make an emotional decision. We are going to stick with our guy. So you can kind of look at it both ways. This is the thought process I've been having this week. Now, they've been staying in Ontario before coming to Winnipeg on Wednesday. That'll be tomorrow as we record here live on Tuesday night for walkthrough at IG Field. And Zach, working out with the ones was Jake Maier. And working out with the scout team was Bo Levi Mitchell. So it's looking like we can expect Jake Maier under center on Thursday.
Yeah, I think the rope that Bo had has played out, buddy. We talked about the beginning of the season, and I was laughed at, but I think Bo is done. Like, what games
wait, what do you mean?
Have you seen him have a good game this year?
I've seen him play. I'm asking what you mean by he's done.
He has
what do you mean?
Played.
What do you mean? He's done this week. He's done this year. He's done in his career. What do you mean?
I think he might be done in his career. I honestly like. When's the last time you saw Bo Levi Mitchell have a Bo Levi Mitchell game?
Well,
he's throwing for 180, 187, 189, maybe a touchdown. The reason
he's never been a big yardage quarterback.
Yeah, he has been in the past.
He has as many 400-yard passing games as Nathan Rourke.
Right, but he's had a bunch of 300-yard games. He has the most yardage in Calgary Stampeders history now. He just passed Henry Burris. The guy was a winner. Now he's mediocre.
That's fair.
He's mediocre. He hasn't been.
But you're saying he's done for his career?
I think if Jake Maier plays at least average, I can throw out whatever I want. I'm not even a professional. I'm just the guy sitting in my basement.
You are a professional. You're a professional thought leader. People listen to you.
TL, baby. I told you at the beginning of the season, I thought they should have started. I almost said the other. Anyway, they should have started Jake Maier.
Yeah.
And I just, ever since that Western semifinal loss to the Bombers, 35-14, that paved the way for the Grey Cup, he has not been the same. I'm not saying it was that game, Darren, but he's had surgery. You saw him on the panel. You've seen him say he was wondering if he was done. He then crapped on the entire team a couple of weeks ago when they lost. I think he's an aspiring panelist guy.
I don't think he crapped on the team.
I don't know.
I'm gonna completely disagree with you there. No, he said we weren't good enough. He didn't say the guys or those guys or our defense. He's a leader. He's not a thought leader. He's a in the locker room, on the field, starting quarterback, QB1 leader. It's a different thing.
If I would have told you, Darren, at the beginning of the season, they're going to bench Bo Levi Mitchell for Jake Maier, wouldn't at least part of you think maybe this guy's done after everything that's happened with the surgeries
this is why I think that's a huge statement by you. This is why. Have you seen the quarterbacking in the CFL this year? If the Calgary Stampeders want, like, this is all speculation, obviously, and big picture too. Like, going into next year, they're not going to make a change with their roster this year. Will they make a change at who starts? Quite possibly. Could be as early as 48 hours from now. But the quarterbacking in the CFL is so bad right now. You're telling, like, there's 3 teams at least that would say, yeah, Bo, we'll give you 350. We'll give you 400.
I love it if it would be the Riders. I would love it if the Riders took on Bo Levi Mitchell and he continued to play mediocre there. That would just be wonderful.
The only teams Bo has played well against this year, week 3 at home against Edmonton, week 5 in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I'm pulling up his stats. He played pretty well in Hamilton in week 2. Went 67%, 2 TDs, a pick, 313 yards, similar to what he did against Edmonton in week 3 and week 5. Week 1, 199 yards. And like that's kind of been it. You're right. He's not dangerous anymore. But to say he's done for his career, dude, that's inflammatory.
So is saying Hamilton's good. I mean like he's never going to start? No, I just think
you said he's done, and I said, like, what do you mean? You said his career.
Like,
what do you mean?
I mean,
now you're walking it back. Now you're walking it back.
I don't even know how to walk backwards. My knees are too banged up from years of
just have to roll backwards,
being a
reverse somersault
folk dancer. But when I say he's done, I just think that you're going to see him. He's on the decline. Maybe he goes to another team and starts, but he's mom and dad are fighting. Oh, that's good, Bob, man. I just when I say he's done, I just think that I never would have thought Bo Levi Mitchell would be benched. A guy of that caliber of quarterback.
Well, he was presumably healthy again, right? Everyone's like, okay, Bo's healthy. Maybe, we'll see a rejuvenated Bo Levi Mitchell. Didn't happen or hasn't happened through the first half of this season. The important thing to keep in mind, it's not like tell me right now, with Trey Ford injured, who's the backup in Edmonton? Exactly. Who's the
Kyle Luxley, baby? Kyle Luxley.
Yeah, backup receiver and safety. They have Canadian Michael Beaudry as well. Who's McLeod Bethel Thompson's backup?
Do you know what I think Bo would do?
Who's Trevor Harris's backup?
If it got to the point where he kept getting benched, I'm a politician. I'm not answering your question.
Well, I want to finish my. Just let me finish my thought. That's my point. Jake Mayer has shown this in the past. He is a good player. He is a good quarterback. This could be the passing of the torch in Calgary.
It is. It's over.
But you could say it's over maybe for Bo. But wouldn't you like to have Bo Levi Mitchell as your number 2 to help you get through a game if you need to? Sure. This is what I'm saying. Nathan Rourke is just hang on. Nathan Rourke is injured in BC. Winnipeg is beatable. Calgary might have lost the season series against the Blue Bombers, but bring in Jake Mayer for the second half of the season, and it all starts with an opportunity to beat Winnipeg at IG Field on Thursday. This game is huge for Calgary, and Jake Mayer has the ability to help a 3-loss team that have only lost to BC and Winnipeg, the Calgary Stampeders, to maybe finishing second in the West, maybe even winning the division. You don't know. Winnipeg could lose some games.
All Jake Mayer has to do is play above average, and that's it. The ego of Bo Levi Mitchell getting benched. This is a guy, and Vicky Short made this point on the chat earlier, and I liked it. Yeah. This is a guy I think would sooner just quit than be tossed around to a bunch of different teams on the scrap heap. I see him walking away on his own terms, going to the panel, just saying, hey, injuries caught up with me. It wasn't meant to be. I don't know, man. It shocks me that he was benched. I think he's done. Done doesn't mean he's never going to start. I just think we're on the very, very tail end of the we're on the dung heap of his career. I think
tail end is one thing, but when you say a guy is done, and I'm like, clarify. What do you mean he's done? His career, dude.
His career as a star quarterback. That's what I mean.
As a star quarterback?
Yeah,
you didn't say that. You said his career. That's why I got a little bit testy with you.
You're sticking. You're
come on. I said, what do you mean? You said he's done.
You got gorilla glue on your hands, buddy. You're stuck to that point. I think he's. When I say he's done,
Post-it notes.
Good point here from good question from Donnie, sign guy. And by the way, Pumper's back, buddy. He went to practice. he survived practice. He's back in the saddle. So Pumper, I'll be happy to see you in a couple of days, buddy. I think someone asked, I think it was Donnie C, has Jake Mayer ever beaten Winnipeg? He came close. Remember, folks, last year, Rene Paredes misses a possible walk-off 52-yard field goal.
And what
Liegghio
did Jake Mayer
misses his
do?
16 for 16 in the first half. The guy was just
here's our
ripping
buddy
apart
Free.
the Bomber D.
Here's the number one troll of Bonfire Sports, Freezer, who changes his
Who is he
handle
this week?
He's Winnipeg Blue Bombers number one fan. Says Jake Mayer is nothing special. Winnipeg is not beatable. Winnipeg lost last week.
Of course, Winnipeg is beatable.
Of course they are. Jake Mayer, I think he is something special. Right now, he's a better quarterback than Bo Levi Mitchell.
And Fritchie's right. He was getting the ball out fast. He was just our pass rush didn't have a chance to get to him. He was just 1-2, boom, he threw it out. And he was basically slashing and burning that Bombers dark side legendary 2021 defense. But listen, the thing that scares me more than Jake Mayer is Kadeem Carey's coming back. And Kadeem Carey has had his way with the Bombers. He broke our no touchdowns against streak in that game in Calgary. He had 92 yards with a long of 31. The first game he had 110 yards at IG Field, large of 29, 9.2 yard out. This guy comes to play against the Bombers, and I think we're going to get to our keys later, but that scares me more than Jake Mayer is Kadeem Carey coming back. And now you have Peyton Logan and this other guy, Dedrick Mills. Like, where are these running backs coming from?
Yeah. I mean, John Huffnagel. That's where they're coming from.
Jeez.
They have great scouts. It's not just the
really
GM,
do.
Similar to Winnipeg, good scouts. You find good players. And, we'll talk about DeAndre Alford versus Chris Streveler.
Baby. Was that ever pretty, eh? I love that.
It really was.
You said, buddy.
Okay, so whether it's Bo or Jake Mayer, I fully expect it to be Jake Mayer. You mentioned all those tailbacks, but Calgary's receiving core, Kamar Jordan, Reggie Begelton in particular, not the same guys that their name generally brings as far as, expectation of production. But let's talk about the Winnipeg Blue Bombers receiving core. Greg Ellingson suffered what appears to be a setback with a lower body issue in practice this week. I was on the field about 25 yards from Greg Ellingson when he pulled up lame during a drill. He was just running a route, but running hard, as guys do in practice. And this was day 2 of practice. So, today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, so it was Monday.
It was yesterday.
Yeah. And, looked very frustrated, left the field, haven't seen him again, and did not practice today during the Blue Bombers closed session, according to head coach Mike O'Shea. It's been a lower body issue listed as a hip. Now it's listed as a foot. We don't know precisely what it is, but whatever it is, it's keeping Greg Ellingson from practicing, and, lower body injuries have kept him from a lot of games this year. When healthy, when in, Greg Ellingson is really good.
Absolutely.
The Blue Bombers offense and probably Buck Pierce and Zach Collaros in particular, looking to the heavens in thanks of Dalton Schoen being who he is as a first-year CFLer.
Absolutely. No, losing Ellingson is huge. I'd rather him work out his injury issues now, Darren, than at the end of the season.
Sure.
But this is a guy who shredded the Calgary Stampeders in week 6 for 152 yards. Now, he wasn't there in week 8, right? And that's when Schoen and Dempsky, 80 yards, 69 yards respectively, a couple of touchdowns each. They don't need Ellingson, but they're gonna have to be running the ball well, which Oliveira did in week 8, right? That was kind of the coming out party of Oliveira. Oliveira in week 6 against that Stamps defense. What did he have? Like 1.2 yard average. Augustine had 33 yards. They had nothing. Week 8 comes around. They go into Calgary, into McMahon, and Oliveira is running over them. And now with Titus Wall out there, Sam linebacker, who you pegged as the rookie of the year, That's
Pegged as
huge.
a potential rookie of the year.
Potential. That's huge. I mean, I know we're kind of getting into keys to the game, but Winnipeg has an opportunity here to run the ball.
Mhm.
And I think Oliveira has found his mojo, my friend.
Ooh.
Right?
Well, have they finally figured out their run game? That's
I
a
think they
huge
have.
question.
I think they
But
have.
but here's the thing. They may have figured out the run game, but can they keep it going? I know it's been 3 or 4 weeks in a row now. However, they showed a real struggle in pass protection against Mike
Yeah, they
Moore
did.
and a very
Yeah.
good Montreal Alouettes defensive front. So it's not just like in a vacuum. The run game's good and the pass protection's not
Well,
good.
for sure.
The O-line play is a complete thing.
Yeah.
But when you play the same team 2 weeks in a row and a team that is veteran as far as their DC in Noel Thorpe and new, we talked about this last week, not a lot of film because it's a new system, very good players up front. Avery Ellis was back in the lineup for that Alouettes win in Winnipeg. It's going to be a different beast against the Calgary Stampeders. Scheme will change. Game planning will change. So all of that will come into to factor. But, Mike O'Shea mentioned it on his show this week, Zach, that, because it's going good now doesn't mean it's going to be going good forever. Things rise and fall just like the stock market. When you have Zach Collaros as a quarterback, it probably puts you at ease that, he's going to run the system and whatever's working from week to week and to win football games.
Well,
It's
here's
not always going to be the run.
Yeah, and listen, like we know that the Bombers do whatever it takes to win that week. They might run for 150 yards one week, and they might, not run much. Although power running is one of their main identities. I'll throw an interesting stat out at you, Darren, that surprised the heck out of me. Do you know who has given up the most pass yards in the league? It's the Calgary Stampeders. That was shocking to me. And so it's interesting. Like Oliveira may not have to have a huge run game, although you do have to put the defense on their heels a little bit to keep them guessing. But maybe Collaros they just have to keep him upright. I hope Donnie sees right, and we were just tired. And now we've had some rest, and we can keep him upright. And I think if he has good protection, I think we win this game. And it's a huge game it is, because if O'Connor is as big a drop off as maybe some think he is, then it's Calgary and Winnipeg and nobody else in the West Division competing for that title. And Winnipeg has a season series already. But if Calgary can, put some fear in Winnipeg, dare I say, right? Just like in 2019, we put some fear in Calgary when we won that last game at IG Field. And the players said in Paul Friesen's great book, underrated book, that the proceeds went to Winnipeg Harvest. He wrote a book about the 2019 season. It was available at the Bombers store. And he said that win, and we all know that crazy play where Zach Collaros, danced around a little bit and threw to Darvin Adams in the end zone. Good block by Dempsky, by the way. That put a scare in Calgary, and it put some hope in the Bombers. And they thought to themselves, okay, hey, we can win this. We can beat these guys, right? So listen,
It became believable.
Psychologically, if Calgary loses this game, you could almost, I don't want to be hyperbolic. I've already probably been a little hyperbolic today. Maybe it started with that guacamole sham, but I think if Winnipeg beats Calgary, they may have locked up the West with this win. They may have locked up the West because O'Connor, as good as he might be, he is not Nathan Rourke. And I don't know, man.
BC's defense has been good. BC's offense and like it's probably going to rely on more of a short pass game to James Butler, their tailback, more of the run game, more of that focus. BC's special teams are not good. Nathan Rourke has completely masked that. Their kick coverage is not good. Their return game is mediocre at best, even with the explosive players that they have. When they're in a pinch, they just kind of say, well, lucky, go back there and try to make some electricity happen. But it's it's not all roses in
No.
BC, and now losing Nathan Rourke, really kind of adds to that. But if Winnipeg beats Calgary, yeah, I mean, it's probably
I think it's
fair.
over. Yep.
But you never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. You never know. Remember
Well,
how
if you,
bad?
yeah,
Do you remember how bad Winnipeg's pass defense was in the first half of 2019?
yeah,
Fire Richie Hall.
yeah,
Everybody was
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
remember? And what happened? They got a new quarterback and they figured it out on defense, and they won on the road, and then they won on the road, and then they won
This
on
is
the
the
road in the
crazy.
Grey Cup.
This is the crazy football league. I mean, I
Yep.
was joking about, or you were joking about, maybe Bo Levi Mitchell gets traded. Who knows if Bo Levi Mitchell takes the BC Lions to the promised land? Like, we've seen crazier things, man. But I don't know. I just see, Winnipeg is that performance against Montreal stuck in their craw.
Yeah.
Trust me. Just because they went fishing and had a good time down by the lake, beautiful Manitoba lakes, they're going to be coming hunting now. I swear they are going to be angry, and that O-line is going to be out for blood. And I think Kolaris is going to go. I think he's going to throw the ball downfield on the Stamps. I think they're going to be aggressive. I would love to just wash that disgusting, burnt, yucky taste out of my mouth. I hope that they just beat the tar out of the Stamps, but we'll see.
We will see. It's all going to go down Thursday. I'm fighting so hard with this. I'm trying to get this to work so we can crack open some of these babies. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cody. But I'm working on it. Just give me a
while
second.
you're working on it, should we talk about?
We need to do our 3 keys, and we need to talk about.
Well, we need to talk about the Strevelution, but we also need to show what our TSV giveaway is going to be this week.
Okay, I can't find it.
You can't find it?
Just hang on.
Well, it's not going to be this, because I am never parting with this beautiful mug.
I don't know if you noticed when you were talking about the stuff. Like, I was choking to death over here.
Yeah, I did notice, but I didn't care. I just
Yep. That's why you're the dad, right?
Unless you're one of my kids having a hard time, I'm just like, whatever, right. Dude. The empathy vial is empty.
I'm literally
Are you
looking.
Okay, though?
Oh yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm
okay.
It's still there. It's still there a little bit, but I'll be all right. I'm not choking anymore.
Okay, good.
I have this prize from the Sports Vault. So go check them out, thesportsvault.com. You can find their stuff on Fanatics, on Amazon. And if you want their Bombers gear, which is awesome, they have it at the Bombers store, but you can go to thesportsvault.com. Link is in the video description below. While you're there, give us a thumbs up, give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell, you'll be notified. But I have that prize around here somewhere. I was thinking, because it's August and we're in the heat of summer, the dog days. I don't even know what that means, but I think it has something to do with astronomy. I do believe it has something to do with
that makes sense.
Yeah, but
Sirius the dog star or something.
It's something like that. But however,
just making shit up.
Yeah, just kind of making it up as we go. But I had a great like freezable mug with like the.
Oh, I know. I saw those.
Yeah. Well, you brought it over here. You brought it over here.
Go look for it.
I lost it.
I'll go talk. I'll talk about TSV, folks. Remember, it's a Winnipeg-based sports licensing company. Only global licensee in Winnipeg. Winnipeg production facility. All products you are shown are designed and finished in Winnipeg. And I was given a nice tour of the facility a few weeks back when I picked up the box of swag. I saw guys putting those. I guess they're stickers. Like, you wonder how they make these mugs and glasses. This guy with the steadiest hands I've ever seen. He puts these like very high quality stickers, and then they put it through this machine, and just great stuff. Direct to customer purchasing, as Darren said. You can get it at the Bomber store, of course. Number one place to get it. Amazon, Fanatics, Pro Hockey Life, Walmart, Shoppers, wholesale customer purchasing. Check them out, sales at thesportsvault.com, and they're also the #1 stop shop for all promotional drinkware, glass, stainless, ceramic, plastic. It's just a great place, and they're right by Torque Brewing, so you can go check them out, and then you can
So
go have a
Jeff Kabila is going for shots at Gibson's right now. I haven't said the word yet today, so no shots yet. I found these. These are coming. We're going to give these away soon. But this is what we're going to give away today from the Sports Vault. Check this out.
Yeah,
It is your
sweet.
insulated, freezable mug. It's even got instructions. This is what you can win today. How are we going to do this? I think we should do it in the live chat today, like for all the people that have been watching live, because I think our last 2 winners have been podcast listeners.
Yeah.
But let's do something in the live chat right now.
Okay.
And then
You're
we'll have
calling an audible, Darren.
Yeah, I'm calling an audible at the line, but like I don't even have a planned audible. Like audibles are planned.
Yeah. Peyton Manning always had a few audibles in his pocket.
Omaha.
That is a nice mug.
It really is.
I mean, some of the comments that Tao Zen has said that despite the fact that they're from Thailand, which is awesome, they have been as inappropriate as they have been funny. I want to give it to Tao Zen, but it's going to be tough to send it over to Thailand. I don't know. There's so many people that could get it. I mean, should there be a trivia question or? Oh, how about this? How about a score prediction? We could do it, or some kind of prop bet prediction. We
got to award it tonight. We got to award it if it's in the
right now.
If it's someone in the live chat is going to win this. There are a lot of people watching live right now on YouTube and Facebook. This is your opportunity. So you want to get into the live chat right now. What do we want them to do?
I don't know, man. The Bob
Fritchie says thinking of a number between 1 and 100. Marble race. Yeah, that's kind of a Winnipeg sports talk thing. Tico Napoli wants trivia. Predict the score, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but then we'd have to give it out next time.
This is what I'll do. Okay. You got to be quick on this. So get ready for your trivia question right now, because I don't want people like just Googling the answer. Now, often there's 2 universities in the NCAA that get confused with one another. There's 3 kind of that get confused with one another. And if you're first, I'm not going to just give it to you. I think Zach, maybe we'll do it a little bit more random than that. But how about right now, if you're in the live chat and ready to go, this is what you're going to do. You're going to type in the name of the university that Nathan Rourke went to.
Can I join?
Waiters was already like way ahead. Hey, Waiters just reads my mind. It's ridiculous.
Are you also, Waiters?
there's Ohio and Ohio State. There's Miami and then Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio gets mixed up with Ohio and Ohio State. We got some. We've got
Waiters, Mac Carr, Gregory Liverpool.
Waiters, probably cheated. Yeah. See, Waiters has that new podcast app on his phone where he can listen to us before we record it. Sheesh.
The Mazer says Ohio Bobcats, so he did say the name of the team, as did Gregory. Yep. Is this Glenn Mazer? Can I ask that? The famous Glenn Mazer?
Like the Mazer Group?
No.
Mazer Group?
He's a big. He runs one of the Facebook groups. He's always got the weather going online. He's a good dude.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got a few people that got the answer. So we'll just have to pick.
Yeah, we'll award our beautiful insulated mug from thesportsvault.com to one of you who had that correct answer in the live chat. But
Waiters is saying a new question, so he's totally admitted he's cheating.
No. Waiters is not in charge. of this show.
Yeah.
You are, Zach. You are.
Oh, here we've got Howard Lavitt too, one of the other great Facebook guys. I mean, these people put in a lot of hours moderating the Facebook groups. If you've never checked out one of the there's 4 or 5 great Bombers Facebook groups. There's Winnipeg Bomber. I think there's Bombers for Life. There's Bleeding Blue and Gold. Winnipeg Blue Bombers Chatter. There's some great ones out there. I post all our stuff on there too, and those guys are nice enough to put them up. So
this is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to hope this works, and we're going to open some of these packs from Joe Daly Sports and Custom Framing. We opened up a bunch last time, right? We got one hit, as they call it. We got the Darrell Walker jersey patch.
Yeah.
Oh, how about this? Stud rookie last season, Niles Morgan.
Yeah, sorry, we are blue
there
and
it
gold.
is.
We are blue and gold. Sorry,
we
Howard.
finally got a current Bomber, Zach Kalaris. I think he plays quarterback.
Very nice.
Got Jameer Thurman, Darnell Sankey.
These are some good. Cards. These are some stud players you're getting in this pack.
We do got some stud players. Oh, there's another stud.
Levels. Yeah.
Remember this guy?
Oh, I remember the Rain Man.
How about that? Oh, I like this though. So let's talk about Chris Streveler as we crack some more packs open here from Joe Daly Sports.
Well, so this guy comes from behind in 2 straight games. He gets a huge shout out from Robert Sala, the head coach. It's all over the internet.
Yeah,
I mean, I love the story. It's just preseason NFL, so you don't really know what it means. But it can't help but give his career maybe a bit of a boost. I mean,
well, they're already saying that he could win the number 3 job from is it Pat White?
No,
Mike White
or something. Yeah.
Mike White, yeah. Now Mike White in the second quarter of that game threw like one of the most impressive passes I've seen in the CFL preseason this year. The thing is, Chris Streveler came in week 1, and who's that guy? It's the former starting quarterback of the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Oh yeah, Dane Evans.
He came in. Chris Streveler came in week 1, Zach, and he didn't just play well. He had no reps all week. That's what Coach Sele was really impressed with. See, everything's freezing. Can we see this?
Everything's freezing. We already give freezing enough attention.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Make a trade with the Jets.
Oh, hey, there's everybody's favorite. Oh, see, it's frozen.
That's okay. That's okay.
We got Cody. Yeah, that's it.
Joe Daly Sports, baby.
Yeah,
check him out, St. Mary's.
Yeah, Mac Carr was asking. Link in the description. Joe Daly Sports and Custom Framing. They got cards. They got memorabilia. They've got custom stuff, autographed stuff. Here's one of the best part, though, Zach, is Joe Daly is just a cool place to hang out. Like, you'll meet people there. You'll talk about sports. You'll talk about memorabilia and collections and the rest. Maybe we'll just do it this way. So go check them out. Joe Daly Sports. Where's my autofocus? It just doesn't want to work.
Everything's falling apart.
Everything is falling apart. These are beautiful cards, though.
But wouldn't you rather play Chris Streveler than Joe Broken Wing Flacco? Like, that guy's, like, talk about Bo Levi Mitchell being done. Why is Joe Flacco still in the league? Did you see him play with Denver? The guy's done.
Yeah, he's 15th year in the league.
Yeah. Great. Go be a coach.
Go be a coach.
Right?
Would you just go be a coach? I mean,
I'd rather have Streveler than Joe Flacco.
This is what, like, do you have the numbers in front of you? Like his
I
stat
don't.
lines?
Nope.
He was efficient. His
Yeah.
pick on Monday night was DeAndre Alford in coverage. But then the safety came over and essentially ripped the ball out of the receiver's
Yeah.
hand.
It wasn't exactly on Streveler, right?
No. And oh, hey, there's another bomber. I don't know why my autofocus isn't working today.
Who's that? Is that Drew
Drew
Wolodarski? Yeah. No, I think he was, what was he, like 70, 75% there, and he had a couple touchdowns.
Got the first autograph card.
Oh.
Brett Lowther.
Brett Lowther.
I'll have to take that to Saskatchewan on Labor Day and give it to a Riders fan that might watch the show. Oh, and there's our buddy, Nick Arbuckle.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gregory Liverpool giving some stats, 180 passing yards with 2 TDs and 1 interception, 2 games, and has a good amount of rushing yards too, and is still trucking guys at the NFL level. There's a guy I'd want on my team.
Chris Streveler has had great quarterback efficiency. Oh, are you kidding me? Look at this. I get a Brett Lowther autograph.
Yeah.
Next pack I open, Brett Lowther, no autograph. And then speaking of kickers, how about this? This is the guy that, oh, this is a hit. We got a hit. This is the guy that, oh, wow, this is cool. I really wish we could zoom in on this. Here, let's see if I can do this. This is a jersey patch card.
Ooh, Rene Paredes?
Oh, see, that's terrible. What is wrong? What is wrong with the autofocus here?
Earl James, Mike White doesn't own any fur coats. Exactly. You don't own a fur coat? You don't deserve to play in the NFL.
That's too bad. So this is a jersey patch card with the autograph. So like this is like the cream of the crop as far as the cards that Upper Deck comes up with. So this has not just a bit of like jersey there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's like part of the Stampeders logo.
Yeah, no, that's super cool.
Right? And here's the thing. This card, it kind of means a little something to me. I went out on the town one night, jumping from Grey Cup party to Grey Cup party with John Cornish and some other people. And John Cornish told me that I was a perfect doppelganger for Rene Paredes.
I could see it in like sort of, I don't know, twilight, sort of darkish lighting. Maybe. I did say fern coat. Yes, that was a good catch, sign guy. He is sharp tonight. I did say fern coat, not fur coat. I was hoping nobody would notice.
See, you're a professional. You should be on that. You should be on that. Oh, hey. Got a BA.
BA, baby.
Well, see, now the autofocus is working.
Well, now that you got some good players, not Brett Lowther, who had one good kick in his career.
Mike Moore. I got a Bo Levi Mitchell double, if anybody's interested. Oh, there's one of the top DBs in the league, Jumal Roll.
Yes, he is.
Here is 2021 All-Star and Grey Cup champion Alden Darby, who has been a healthy scratch at times in Hamilton this year.
Is that right? That's it. I didn't know that.
How about this guy? Monster this week. There's Tim White.
Is that him catching the single in the Grey Cup?
Oh, how about that shot?
Oh, man. Why am I so small? Just because you're in control, just because I disagreed with you.
Well, do you want I guess, okay. Yeah, I'll put you back.
No, I'm totally kidding. No, it's more important you show the cards, buddy.
So
more important you show the cards.
That's okay.
Donnie's got to get his 3 keys.
Maybe this will work better. We got oh, there it is. There's a goodie.
Nick Dempsky, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, didn't we predict, or maybe I did, that he would be the most outstanding Canadian? I thought it would be a breakout year for Nick Dempsky. Hey, listen, he
Yeah.
had 2 touchdowns against the Stamps last time. Let's see what Nick Dempsky does. I'd like to see him jump off the page again, especially if Ellingson is out. You can air it out on the Stamps.
So
Surprised I'm saying
we
that.
got 4 more packs. Should we let's do these next week?
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
4
When
more
your
packs.
camera's right.
So yeah, no kidding, right? These packs are part of a complete set put out by Upper Deck. They are super, super high quality cards. You can get them at Joe Daily Sports and Custom Framing. Link in the description below on St. Mary's Road near St. Anne's by the Riverside. Don't mind the green guy on the cover. These cards are so nice. Super high quality.
Ooh, Willie.
Yep. There's a good look. And then, yeah, there's these hits. You could win, essentially win your lottery ticket with your jersey card. So it's an
Yeah,
Upper
that's
Deck.
super cool.
That's a game worn jersey. And clearly some of that horse logo, I guess it's from like the, what is it? Fire breathing horse.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well, I don't-
only 10 of these exist.
Wow.
This is 9 of 10. So you can get those. Go check them out. Great place to hang out. So much more than sports cards, hockey cards, even non-sports cards, and tons of great memorabilia and that sort of stuff at
Cool.
Joe Daly's as well. Yeah.
So let's do our 3 keys for Donnie C. Do
Okay.
we have to do this in a special way or what?
He wants them in like 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
Okay. Now, do we each have our own 3 keys? And I'm not talking about house, car, garage, whoever said that, Jeff Capillas. Cheeky
Right.
bastard. Cheeky
Yeah.
bastard.
Storage unit, shed,
Yeah.
U-lock.
So how do we each do one or?
Yeah, let's each do one.
All right.
And then we'll figure out a third. But okay, when do you want to start?
Let's do it right now. You start.
Okay, hang on. I just want to wait for this timer to go so I don't screw it up. Okay, we're going to do our 3 keys right now. Here are your 3 keys to a Winnipeg Blue Bombers victory on Thursday night at IG Field. Zach, what's your first key?
Protect Zach Collaros. The Calgary Stampeders, probably for the first time in years, give up the most passing yards in the CFL. So protect Zach. He can't run for his life like he did 2 weeks ago against Montreal. Let him air it out to Schoen and Dempsky and Wolotarski and Bailey. Let's go. Give Zach the protection he needs and protect your most valuable asset and air it out and put up some big yards and some big touchdowns on the Calgary Stampeders.
I think that's a great key with Greg Ellingson very likely out for this game. It's going to be up to Nick Dempsky. It's going to be up to Dalton Schoen. It's going to be up to Brady Oliveira, not just in the run game, but in the pass game. So if you can, to your point and your key, protect him, that will definitely help. My second key to the game is the other quarterback, whether it's Bo Levi Mitchell or Jake Mayer, Zach. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers need to make that quarterback uncomfortable. Force the quarterback of Calgary, I'm going to just say Jake Mayer, get him off of his spot. Force him to make unscheduled throws and unscheduled plays. It doesn't matter who starts at quarterback for the Calgary Stampeders. Winnipeg needs to prepare to beat a very, very good offensive line in the Calgary Stampeders.
And my third key would be to key in on Kadeem Carey. This is the possibly MOP of the league now candidate with Rourke going down. The guy has torn up the Bombers twice in a row. He broke their no running touchdowns against streak in week 8 with 2.
Yep.
They need to key in on this guy and limit the damage and keep Jake Mayer one-dimensional. And then you get him off his spot because this is a quarterback who likes to get the ball out quick, 1-2 drop, find his guy. Then
10 seconds.
Then I think you can send them back to Cowtown full of cow dung.
That's your 3 keys right there. Oh, there you go. That was 2 minutes, 20 seconds. So hopefully we can slice that up for our good friends. So
And
Donnie
check
C.
his out. Check Donnie C's stuff out on CFL News Hub. It's always great. He's got 4 articles a week now. I think he quit his other job, and his wife quit her job. I think he's just, she's very happy with him. He's making some serious coin. So he always gives us a nice shout out, and they're an entertaining, great read. Shout out to Donnie.
That's it. What a busy show we had today.
Whoa.
And sorry for the technical issues and all of that. But hey, appreciate everybody watching live on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. If you're not yet, head over to youtube.com/bonfire sports. Give us a thumbs up. Comment below if you're not watching this live. I respond to everything. You can also, right here, hit the Bonfire hotline, 816-8477, 204-816-TIPS. Call, text, leave a voicemail. I always get back. And we're going to find a winner for this beauty as well out of those people that jumped into the live chat real quick. See, now the autofocus works. Look at that.
Yeah, so you're supposed to pick the winner right now, eh?
Yeah, well, yeah. Right.
Well, I'll buy you a couple of seconds here because I got to announce who's winning in our pick'em and fantasy leagues, Darren.
Okay.
Ted Lee is still Ryan Harris, who I believe you ran into.
I did. I saw him at the grocery.
Yeah, yep. He's still winning the pick'em by almost 1,000 points over C Diddick. So he's pulling away there. I missed my first pick of the week.
You did, eh?
Yeah, the Edmonton Ottawa one. I forgot to pick that one, but anyway, no excuse. I still wouldn't be even close. And in the Bonfire Do or Die Fantasy League, Ted Lee is also still winning Ryan Harris, but only by 0.1 of a point, 0.1 point over NJLAF 705. But hey, he's still winning both leagues, which is very impressive.
This is our winner right here. Andre Haleko. Sorry if I butchered your name, but he was correct. Ohio University is where Nathan Rourke played.
Very nice. Congratulations.
So, Andrew, this is what I need you to do. You have to contact me. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to try to track you down, but you can call or text the hotline, 816-8477, 204-816-8477, or you can email wpgsports@gmail.com. You do that, or get me on Twitter, or get Zach on Twitter. Reach out. Andrew, congratulations. You've won this beauty from our good friends at thesportsvault.com.
Way to go, Andrew.
Hey, 3 prize winners. We got more coming. Like these little babies here.
I can't
remain a secret.
I am not going to be tailgating this game, unfortunately, but the tailgating was fun. I'm gonna do it again for sure.
Yeah,
folks, get your tickets. I know last time was a bit of a downer.
Nearly 28,000 already sold.
Like, it's going to be a nice night at the park again. It's a Thursday night, so you have Friday to recover. Well, you don't have Friday to recover. Take Friday off. It's a summer night. The Bombers are 9-1. They're still the best team in the CFL.
The Stamps are going to be coming too. Like, it's going to be a good football game.
This is going to be a great football game. They're always good games, right, Darren? Between the Stamps and Bombers, they're always 1-score games. Fritchie, I hope to see you again. I don't know if I could pregame, but come down to the stadium. You know, it's affordable. It's a fun night. Park and ride. Do what you got to do.
Yep.
I just cannot wait for this game. I think it's going to be super intense. I think the crowd's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
But no more waves until we're winning by at least 21 points in the fourth quarter. If I see another wave, I'm going to be apoplectic.
You're going to be what?
Apoplectic.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to go find my dictionary and look that up, if I even know how to spell it. I'll let everybody else out there look it up for themselves if they don't know what apoplectic
Oh, my God.
means.
It's going to be, Vicky, I'll see you in 128. Jogging Doggies, we'll see you in 129. My buddy Alex sits there, so maybe you know him.
And 11. Everybody else, when are they going to see us? They're going to see us.
Post game, baby.
After the game. Game day after dark. Zach, essentially whenever Zach gets home from the game, when he gets
It'll be
home very,
quick.
very quickly.
It'll be
So
quick.
we will go live at that point right here on the channel. Of course, Chris Walby joins me Wednesday, 3:00, as we always do, the day before the game at 3:00 live on the channel for game day Winnipeg. Chris Walby always brings it. We will get into all of the nuts and bolts to prep you for Bomber Stamps on Thursday. So you got midweek Tuesday nights. You got game day the day before the game at 3. You got game day after dark where it gets steamy here on Bonfire Sports.
There you go,
After
Tasha
every
Schofield. Well, I don't. Sorry to interrupt, but Tasha Schofield, who just showed
She's
up
our
at the
winner.
end here, she's a walk off. She was our winner last week. She's actually quite famous, folks. She not only does she run with some cool people like Bomber Woman and Jersey Girl, she also is featured on the Grey Cup ring. She is one of those fans in
Yes.
section 141 who was on the Grey Cup ring. Great person. We got to party at the Grey Cup in Hamilton, so I'm glad she won, and great prize winner there. The other
That's
thing I
awesome.
wanted to say was I hope Bluto is showing off his beer stein from TSV on the pregame tomorrow. 140, sorry, it's 140, Tasha Schofield. And the last thing I want to say is it's going to be interesting to watch Mark Liegghio, right? His team is behind him. Mike O'Shea talked about that, right? You know, he pulled defeat from the jaws of victory. Let's see how resilient he is. And speaking of the NFL, there was another cut this week. Another person by the name of Lirim Hajrullahu, and he may be out of chances in the NFL. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
Waived by the Dallas Cowboys on Tuesday.
Lost out to another former CFLer, right? Brett Maher. So
another former Bomber. People forget.
Another former Bomber. Yes.
I don't know if he played in any games, but
is it Schofield or Schofield? Sorry, Donnie and
it's she goes by game manager. So
it's Schofield. My bad.
Great meeting you, Tasha, today.
That was a great picture, Darren. That was fun.
Yeah, check that out on social media. You can see Buzz, her beautiful 5-month-old puppy. It was just like super sweet and calm for a 5-month-old puppy. So maybe Buzz is a appropriate name for him.
Well, and I'm buzzed from this chat. I mean, this is right, Darren. Like, this is why we do it, because of these great people here, the Firestarters, the Fireside chat folks. We should have a Bonfire Sports get together. It doesn't have to be at the Bonfire Bistro, but I don't know. We should have a get together sometime.
Maybe the day before the Banjo Bowl.
Maybe the day before the Banjo Bowl, there might be a party going on that some of you heard about.
We'll let you know. We'll let you know out there.
Thanks, folks. I mean, you have all these options for entertainment, and you chose us, and we have fun with you. It wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be anything without you. So, Darren, you did not say the word digression today.
No, I know. No shots. No shots today.
Wow.
I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody.
And Waiter says to meet up at my house. It's 840 Hazeldale, right? Wasn't that last week, that random address? Do you remember that? Someone said you live at 840 Hazeldale or something.
I don't.
I know. I don't know where that came. I do have a buddy who lives on Hazeldale, but I don't
be careful. Be careful.
I better be careful.
Enjoy country night at IG Field on Thursday, but you're going to join us Wednesday at 3:00 for game day, and myself and Chris Walby. Zach, great seeing you, man. Hope you had a good bye week. Great to be back on with everybody this week. Go subscribe, go comment. We appreciate all that. And you can also text the hotline if you got a question for me. I will always get back to you. But thanks again, everybody. Thanks, Zach. We will see you Wednesday at 3:00.
And watch for a Zach stair run. Section 128, there might be a stair run. If things go well. Bye-bye.